Karens are renowned for not being the brightest of creatures. After all, they spend most of their time in handcuffs. If you ask them what 2 plus 2 is, they'd say, "Can I speak to your manager?" The small hive mind of Karen kind is on a sliding spectrum. And in today's video, we're gonna comb through it, as each Karen you will see will be more stupid than the last. So get ready as we take a look at Karens, but they get increasingly more dumb. This silly smoke-fueled Karen thinks it's a good idea to scream at an employee trying to help. Not the brightest idea from not the brightest of people.
$35 for something I can't use. That's your salesman sold me. No, well, I can't use it.
In a world full of cameras, you can't be the sharpest tool in the box if you're trying to commit insurance fraud, especially if you make it look like a Shakespearean tragedy, like this Karen.
Go away. I don't know what you're saying. What are you doing? My car's not even on.
Filming a Karen when they're in the middle of making themselves look like a fool is great, but when they realize and are furious you've caught them showing the world who they are, it's golden. Like this stupid Karen who gets a bit of stage fright.
Let him walk.
How are you me and telling me to get out of here? We're not gonna talk. You're gonna go do your thing, and I'm gonna do mine.
No.
That's the way it works. Have a nice day.
You don't do that.
Do you guys see this?
I do.
Recording.
I sure do see it.
Oh, you're having a problem with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let this guy walk down the street. He's not bothering you.
Come here.
I don't want to come.
This next Karen decides it's a good idea to throw an entire pizza at an employee because she didn't like the sauce. Not the brightest idea in the world, but then again, she's got shoes that are too small for her feet and a head that's too big for her brain. You may have seen the face of this Karen victim before. Former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney, who, while waiting at the airport, has to put up with an idiotic anti-mask Karen behind the camera, who can't string a coherent sentence together. Just listen.
How you doing?
Put your mask on.
Don't tell me what to do.
Please put your mask on. It's required by law in this airport.
I'm standing 6 feet away.
I'm sorry. It's required in this
Okay, I'll
airport.
tell you
Put
what,
your
because
mask
you know
on.
what? I'm going to go ahead and do it because I want to have a chat with you. Why aren't you supporting President Trump?
I do support things President Trump does that I think I agree with.
You're not supporting him.
I'm sorry, I do agree with many of the things he is for, and I support those things.
Are you going to support him in the fraudulent vote
Overturn
system?
the election? No, I'm not.
Why not?
Because it's a long story. You didn't get a chance to hear my remarks in Congress. It's going to be a real long
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
It's a long story, but we have a Constitution. The constitutional process is clear. I'll follow the Constitution, and I'll explain all that when we meet in Congress this week.
You were voted in as a conservative to represent the conservative constituents. Period.
Actually, that's not how the Constitution works.
It is. You're voted in to represent us. You work for us.
Anti-fun and 100% dumb. This Karen decides to snatch someone's skateboard because she thinks they're trespassing. This goes exactly how you'd expect. Wait for it.
Okay, you can do that when not call the sheriff. Do not touch me. That's not unreasonable. No. You're trespassing, and the only way you're going to stay here while the sheriff...
Give us the board and we'll leave.
Just give me my board back.
With me.
Give us the board and we'll leave.
Unless you want to be arrested for assault,
Just give
don't
us the
touch
board.
me.
Just give us the board. Please, just give us the board. We'll leave.
Excuse
You're
me.
just taking it too far.
I work very hard here, 24 hours a day. If you do that... Okay, now I am calling.
Stop. Give us the board.
Just stop.
Excuse me.
I'll leave if you give me my board.
Just give us the board. Give us the
You
board.
either what?
He spent $120 on that skateboard.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Get out of my way.
Just give us the
right
board.
now.
Just give us the board and we'll
No.
leave. Please, just give us the board and we'll leave.
We're starting to get to the creme de la creme of Karen stupidity now, and telling a Chinese bus driver in China to go back to China sure is stupid.
Hey, you know what? You're drunk. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Police.
Call them right now. Call them now and find out.
Get the
You're allowed on.
They're not allowed here. You know what? You're gonna be.
What? I just asked your opinion as a matter of fact. So why don't you go back to China where you grew up?
You're in China.
I just said go back to China where
You're
you
in
grew up.
China.
Sorry.
You're in
Did I
China.
say I'm in Hong Kong?
You're in
Did I
China.
ask your opinion?
Goodbye.
No, I didn't ask your opinion.
This Karen loses her phone and tries to pin it on an innocent guy who works there, but you'll never guess where she finds the phone. Yep, you guessed it, in her own bag. Keep digging in there, Karen. You might find your brain too, as you've certainly lost that.
Well, he could have turned off the ringer.
Oh my god, what do you want him to get naked, lady?
Alright, guys.
I can't unlock your phone.
You don't need
Guys.
to.
Yeah, I do.
Let's try to just stay calm and cool. Okay? So now it's
I
6.
really need my face back.
Stop looking at him like it's her. Talk to him, he's trying to help you.
Let me get the number. 916.
If it's in his pocket, it won't ring because he turned off your ringer, is what you're also accusing us of. Even though he just emptied out everything in his pocket. Here's his pocket with his vape in it. Do you want to turn around?
Guys, can we...
She can't.
Well, if they have my number and they have my phone.
Well, let's...
What would I even do?
Right now.
Is it in your purse, man?
Oh,
Really?
I am sorry.
Alright, cool.
I apologize.
This evangelical male Karen with a camera is as they come and refuses to listen to multiple warnings about being allowed in the building. But apparently this male Karen is special, citing freedom of the press and only God makes the rules. Well, let's hope God has made good hospital beds, because that's where you're heading.
Well, you're violating my rights. And this is also freedom of the press.
From behind you.
This is also freedom of the press. I mean, I don't know what the hell law book you're reading, man, but it doesn't apply to me.
You leave the camera with your mother outside the courtroom and you can come in.
You are not God. You have no jurisdiction over me.
God's not worried about cameras, sir. I am.
All right. Well, why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something
Against the
wrong?
rules.
Because you want to do something wrong? Because if it's against the rules, that means it's because somebody intends on wronging somebody else. Because they're afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes.
It's a nice speech, but you're still not coming in.
Well, I mean, I don't have to go in because you can't even issue a warrant for me.
Might as well leave.
Well, no, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to speak with the
You
prosecutor.
can go in there without the camera.
Please. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hey, you know what? You guys are really overstepping your bounds right now.
Put the cuffs on him.
Put the cuffs on. What are you arresting me for?
Irony and all common sense is lost on this Karen, who clearly has nothing better to do than to stick her nose in other people's business, as she harasses this man for drawing a Black Lives Matter sign on a wall, saying it's illegal. But somehow, her parking in the middle of the road isn't.
This lady is calling the cops on me now because I'm doing Black Lives Matter on the wall right here. And I already talked to the police earlier today. It's not illegal, but she is stopped in the middle of traffic. Look at this woman impeding the traffic.
Yeah, take her picture.
There is oncoming traffic. Go home, Karen!
This Karen is bottom of the class. One of the most stupid Karens of all time comes outside to find two men clearing the sidewalk near her house, as it was covered in snow. So what does she do? Not only does she call the cops on the man helping her, but she shovels the snow back onto the sidewalk too. It's gonna be a long time before you find someone else who defies all logic like this.
You seriously mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk? So you mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk?
Don't trespass that line. I don't need to.
We're helping you. You mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk. We cleaned off your sidewalk. It's a public sidewalk. We cleaned it off for you.
With jelly. There. Jelly and Tanya.
Hey, are you that upset?
What would Jesus do? If you're a real Christian, you have to be.
I don't know.
Call the police.
Yes, I will.
So you what are you calling the police for?
That's trespassing property.
Put them on speaker.
This is the sidewalk. This is a public sidewalk.
Put them on speaker.
This is a public sidewalk,
call
man.
them, please, call
I don't know if you own this home, but it's a
them.
public sidewalk.
Get out of my way.
You have a good day.
You go because you don't know me.
Okay. I don't.
Are you threatening her?
No. Leave it on, Jay. Let her put the snow back on the sidewalk. She's gonna put the snow back on the sidewalk, y'all.